Okay, we just got done reading the chapter, and Maya, what happened in this chapter?
He is working, or Jerry is working on his flip turns and dives and pushing off the wall really hard.
Okay, is that something you work on during swimming?
Yes.
Okay. All right, what we're going to do today is we're going to make connections.
Okay.
And what we're going to do with making connections is, the first one we're going to do is making text to world connections.
Okay.
And what that means is you're going to think of something that happened in the book, and what does it remind you of that's happened in the world. The next one we're going to do is making text to text connections. Like, what's something that's happened in the book that reminds you of something else that you've read. And the last one is we're going to make text to self connections. So something that happened in the book that reminds you of yourself. Okay? So our first one is text to world connections. What's something that's happened in the book that reminds you of something that has happened in the world with swimming or whatever from the book?
I just had it. Drawing a blank here.
Drawing a blank.
This is about
What's something that happened in the book that,
Jerry's
something about swimming that would remind you of something that's happened in real life?
Jerry was in his first swim meet, and even though he lost, I think he did good and well, especially for his first swim meet.
So how does that remind you to something that's happened in the world?
Being a first-time Olympian.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay. Who's the first time, or who's somebody in the Olympics that you like?
Ryan Lochte.
Did you watch him in the Olympics?
Yeah.
Okay. What else? Let's do another one that would, something that happened in the book that would remind you of something in the world. All right, we'll come back to this one. Let's go to text-to-text connection. So what's something that's happened in the book that we're reading, The Winning Stroke, that would go with something else that you've read before? Anything, any kind of text that you've read before.
There's a big one in there. I can't remember what it said. I'm still drawing a blank.
Something that maybe you read. What do you read at home that maybe be about swimming or
Swim catalogs.
swim catalogs? Do you get a swim magazine? And does it have stories about swimmers?
Yes.
Okay. So would that be something that's happened in the book that could remind you of something that you've read?
Yeah.
Okay. What's something in the book that's happened that could remind you of something that it would be the same as your swimming magazine?
Well, like, the coach keeps going back to Layers and Wayne because they've been there for a really long time. And that's what they kind of did at the Olympics. They were, like, referring back to Michael Phelps, not training. And then there's Ryan Lochte lifting tires and pulling a 5,000-pound chain. That's too much weight.
So what's something that's